Welcome to Bojo Builds. As you saw in the intro, it's running. We got it going, so that's good. What you guys didn't see is I didn't really get to do as much recording. Again, me apologizing for not recording enough. I'm sorry. But it's running. But right before that recording, I had a small fuego situation. So if you guys don't know Spanish, that means I had a little fire. Not necessarily fire, but yeah, I shorted the alternator wire. It was one of those things that the wire, when I put the alternator back on, I was like, it's a little close. It'd be fine just to turn the car on. Yeah, it wasn't fine. And it ended up, getting smoked. And I don't even know if the alternator is good right now. So, I'm just going to do a permanent fix for this wire. And then see if the car charges. If not, then gonna need an alternator. It's no fault but mine. When you cut the corners at the end, quick corners, just to hear it run, and it might cost me an alternator and some wiring. But it needed to get fixed anyway. So maybe this is one of those blessings in disguise. I'm hoping to run the car this weekend, so I'll be posting this video today. Today's Tuesday, whatever day it is. Let me swipe on my phone. It's the 15th. So hopefully by this weekend, I'll be making some sort of pass. Engine sounds good. Only had it running for 5 minutes or so. I'll turn it on again and let it run for 5 minutes or so. Set the timing and then check the valves. And then that's it. Bring it to the track and we break it in at the track. At least that's how I like to break in my motors. I like to break in my motors with sorry about that, got a phone call. And since then, that conversation, if you're very eyeball-y, you'll see that I mounted a circuit breaker. But to continue what I was saying before I talk about the circuit breaker, I like to break in the motor the way it's gonna be run. Honestly, letting the motor idle too much tends to, with no load, tends to be not too good. This motor did do a lot of idling the first time I put it together because of my situation I had. The car didn't really get to be run. It was just literally sat idled, moved around. It spent a lot of time doing that, and that may have been part of the reason why the rings were the way they were. So, bouncing around here, wow. So, almost poked a hole in my radiator. Yep. That was not smart on my behalf. Dropped the drill, and yeah, that was not good. Anywho, yeah, not a perfect. Things happen to me as well. Not a perfect person. So yeah, this wire melted. So I'm gonna put a circuit breaker now, so that if something like this was to ever happen, I don't have to worry so much. The alternator, I don't know if it's cooked yet, but we'll find out soon enough. So right now I have that mounted up. I'm gonna run a wire from what's gonna go from the alternator to that circuit breaker, and then from the circuit breaker back to the main fuse box. So let me do that now. Alright, so it's not zip tied in yet. So I have one tie here, probably with another one of those wire ties down there. And I probably wouldn't need any zip ties, but something like that. That wire is leading to the fuse box, which is on the other side. I didn't really wire this car completely, and Not saying I would have did a little bit better. I would say I would have did things a little differently than they did. I'm definitely no electrician, but I get things running. Don't mind so it all wires to that fuse box back there. Yeah, it looks kind of crazy because it is, and looks like my firewall is shot by a shotgun. You don't really notice from the other side, but from the inside, there's a lot of holes there. Again, I didn't drill all those holes. Just kind of stayed there, and yeah, they haven't bothered me much about it yet. But for safety, I should probably do something about it. But I guess I'll take care of it on the off season. Maybe. We'll see. I have some things going on that you guys will hear about soon. Good things, actually, great things. So let me put some power on and see if we got the right voltage, and hopefully that this thing ain't cooked. Alternator was cooked. Put a new alternator in it. We're charging now. Everything is good, and everything's back to normal. Tidy up that wire a little bit, but we're ready to run now. She sounds good. Hopefully, I heat cycled it once or twice. I'll check the valves, probably at the track, to be honest with you. Especially if I could get one of my sons to go with me, or some type of hand, then I'll check the valves real quick and make some passes, and hopefully get at least closer to that 9-second goal, or thereabouts. I really think that the converter is definitely holding the car back. That's one. But even with this converter, I still think we should be able to get at least a 10-2 or an 18, and then hopefully get a new converter and have it take it to the rest. So that's the end of this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Ring the bell.